Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, here on a Monday night for the Crooked Line Top Hat Comics Super Late Model Series. Race number 3 at USA International Speedway. These guys are going to be doing 125 laps here. I was talking to one of the drivers a little bit earlier. We're taking a look at him right here, Brian Zimmerman. He said that right front is going to be key to watch tonight. You want to take care of that right front tire, and it's definitely going to require at least one stop tonight for fuel, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to have to keep an eye on when these drivers are going to decide to pit. Maybe a caution will fly at a certain time and help certain drivers out. Remember, we do have the choose cone here tonight. When these guys take the 1 to green, they will be at the line choosing inside or outside lane. Again, 125 laps here tonight. Got to protect that right front tire, and gonna need to take fuel at some point tonight here at USA. Want to thank you all for tuning in here on a Monday night. These guys always know how to put on a good show. So if we're looking at the leaderboard right now, Thomas Axum is sitting in first position with a 20.22, 218 actually. But he has to start at the rear of the field since he did win last week. So we're going to have to keep an eye on the number 13 all night and see if he can work his way up through the field, get himself another win here. However, if he was smart, he can qualify and try and get a pit box advantage. Starting, having the first pit stall or second pit stop would definitely benefit him. Considering he had that problem in the first race at Richmond, he missed pit road, and it brought the caution out. He had to tow, too, at one point and put him 2 laps down, but he still came back to finish second. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a choose cone camera tonight. That's going to be our choose cone camera. All right, I'm getting word right now. It's time to go trackside, ladies and gentlemen, for tonight's national anthem. So if you could please rise and remove your hats. Joshua Rutherford will be performing tonight's national anthem. And thank you very much, Joshua Rutherford, for our national anthem. Everybody go check out Mullet Music Productions on YouTube. And check out Josh's other stuff that he's got on there. Drivers are getting ready to go out and start qualifying here tonight at USA. The sun has gone down. The lights are on. And Chris Carroll's going to head on out and start his qualifying run here. So remember, Thomas Axum was top of the board in practice. Chris Carroll was second. But Axum has to start at the rear of the field. Little wiggle there from the number 99 coming out of turn number 4 to start his first flying lap. Down and back straightaway. Oh, running a high line there in 3 and 4. Going to try and get every bit he can out of it. Down into 1 and 2. What can he do here? Sets the first time, 21.06. Troy Tarbuck now on provisional pole with a 20.4342. Out of turn number 4 for Chris Carroll across the line. He's going to go on provisional pole with a 20.28. 20.28 for the number 99. Looks like Troy Tarbuck just finished up his second lap. Was not good enough to improve. Sitting P2 right now, though. Larry Bell coming out of turn number 4, finishing up his qualifying run. Could not improve. Ran a 20.49. Best lap at 20.45 for the number 43. Brian Zimmerman, second place with a 20.41. Christian Pittman in that number 14. Finishing up his qualifying run. Good enough for 4th on the board. Levi Allen in the number 97. Sitting 6th right now. Let's see if he can improve on his second lap. Cross the line. Doesn't go faster. He goes a little bit faster. But Kyle O'Danick in that number 21 just knocked him down to 7th. Kyle is now sitting in 6th. Garrett Crow out there starting his qualifying run. First lap of 20.62. Good enough for 11th place. Into turns 3 and 4. Down the front straightaway, across the line. 20.52 for the number 38. Good enough for 8th place right now. So far, everybody who wanted to take a time has. Looks like Brandon Mettler is going to go out and try and set a lap. Tanner Marr looking like he might go out and set a lap time too. Got about a minute and a half left on the clock. Mettler's coming out, getting the green flag. Gets on the apron a little bit there. Coming out of turn number 4 to get the white flag on his qualifying run. First lap, good enough for 17th at 20.84. Coming out of turn number 4, big sideways across the line. Definitely not going to improve on that lap time. Good enough for P17 right now. Tanner Marr on his first lap right now. About 47 seconds left on the clock. Across the line for his first lap. Good enough for 8th place at 20.46. Can he improve on his second? Across the line. Not quicker. He went a little bit slower. So his best lap, 20.46. Last lap was a 20.52. Good enough for 8th place for Tanner Marr. 8 seconds on the clock. I'd say give your pole to the number 99 of Chris Carroll here tonight at USA International. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. It's time to get through that grid. Chris Carroll in the number 99 is going to start on pole position tonight, with Brian Zimmerman starting to his outside in second. Troy Tarbuck in that number 24 is going to be starting in third, with Christian Pittman starting in fourth. Larry Bell is going to be starting in fifth position, with Kyle O'Daynick in sixth. Levi Allen is going to be starting in seventh, with Tanner Mars starting in eighth. Garrett Crowe is going to be starting in that ninth position, with Derek Stanley to his outside in 10th. Jeff Clifton in that number 1 is going to be starting in 11th position, with Guy Barrett in the 02 to his outside. Mitchell Muma in the number 98 is going to be starting in 13th, with Scott Smith in the 53 to his outside in 14th. Wayne Anderson in that number 8 is going to be starting in 15th position, with Chris Sawyer in the 66 starting in 16th. Jason Korn in the number 39 is going to be starting in 17th position, with Brandon Metler in the number 15 starting in 18th. Thomas Axum in the number 13 is going to be starting in 19th position, with Chris Clark in the 91 starting in 20th, and Jeffrey Miller is going to be starting in 21st. Remember, Thomas Axum is getting an EOL, so he will be starting in 21st position overall. As these drivers start gridding up and getting ready to go here tonight for 125 laps at USA International Speedway. Flagman giving these drivers 1 to go signal. First start's going to be on the green flag. Every restart after that's going to be on the race leader. It's time to get going. 125 laps here tonight. Fuel going to play a factor. They will have to stop at least one time for fuel. Tires, got to protect that right front. Chris Carroll has done well so far this season. Starting on the pole here tonight for the third race out of 12. Coming out of turn number 4. Flag in the air. Green flag is out and we're underway. They're going to go barreling down into turn 1. Brian Zimmerman with a great move right there to get himself on the bottom side of the racetrack, but we're going to go under caution immediately. Looks like maybe the 91, the 8 of Wayne Anderson may be involved. Let's go back and see what happened. So already it looks like there's almost a little bit of contact there. They're going down the front straightaway. Oh, okay. So the 66 kind of checks up a little early for the corner, gets hit, takes out a few of these guys. Let's back it up one more time, take a look at it again. So right there, there's contact between the 15 and the 66. Knocks him down into the 8 and sends them around. Axum getting involved with that just a little bit. Putting us under caution here for the first time this evening. Tell you what, Brian Zimmerman, though, he made a great move on that restart. He got a good jump. And as soon as he could, he saw he had the gap, went straight down to the bottom lane. You don't want to get stuck up on that top side. Once these drivers get 1 to green, I actually believe that since they had a caution before they got a lap in. It should go single file, but I'm not 100% sure. We're going to find out. Lights are still on the pace car. Race control still doesn't like the track state just yet. Trying to get that wreck cleaned up. Lights are off on the pace car. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be a single file restart. Field's going to be in the hands of Chris Carroll here. Once the pace car's off the racing surface. Lap 5 coming to take lap 6 of 125. Chris Carroll. Finger on the trigger, fires them off. We're back underway here at USA. So down into turn 1, obviously everybody going to be single file. Everybody pretty spaced out for the most part, honestly, on this restart. So it should allow for us to get some green flag laps in here this evening. We're looking at the battle for 4th, Troy Tarbuck and Kyle O'Danick. Right now, Christian Pittman, he's up 1 spot since the start. Sitting in 3rd, all over the back bumper of that number 28 machine coming out of turn number 2. Now, Pittman was running well last week. We're going to see how he can manage this week. Chris Carroll still your race leader, lap 8 of 125. Back here, Tanner Marr, Larry Bell, Levi Allen. Throw a blanket over these guys. They're fighting for 6th, 7th, and 8th. Looks like Levi gets a better run through the corner there than Tanner. Tanner doing everything he can, trying to get around that 43 car, Larry Bell, to take that 6th position. Looks like Pittman might have got a little loose coming off turn number 2. He went down to the bottom of the racetrack there on the back stretch. Let's go back a little bit further here. 13th place, Scott Smith to the outside of Jeff Clifton, now moves up to 12th. Puts Clifton down in the 13th position. Got the number 98 of Mitchell Muma all over his back bumper. Going to take a look to the inside here in 3 and 4. Can't make it happen. Thomas Axum up 4 spots since the race has started. Trying to just roll around, get spots when these guys make mistakes. But he's sitting in 15th right now, up 4 spots. Doing good right now for the number 13. Chris Sawyer back there into number 66. He's running in 16th. Chris Clark right behind him. The number 91. Jeffrey Miller out there at 18th. He's up 3 spots since the start. Brandon Metler, some heavy damage on that number 15 machine. Still hanging on out there. 1 lap down in 19th position. Jason Korn as well, 1 lap down. Looks like he did get that super late model fixed. And Wayne Anderson, unfortunately, too much damage. That number 8 machine has decided to put it on the hauler. And we're going to see him next week. Which next week, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be another great race. It's going to be Martinsville Speedway down there in Virginia. Battle going on up here in the lead. Chris Carroll not really pulling away from these guys. Brian Zimmerman's holding on here, about 3/10 of a gap to 2nd place. But Pittman all over the back bumper of that number 28. Lap 15 of 125. Oh, another big wiggle. The 14 coming off of turn number 2. Gets it collected. Now, that's going to heat up them rear tires. He's going to take at least a lap or 2 to pull them back down. He's going to have to run a little bit easier, maybe lose a little bit of time so he can gain it back here later. Only lap 16, still a long way to go. Recollect yourself. Kyle O'Danick now up into the 4th position. Made a move there off turn number 2, got underneath the 24 and cleared him going down into 3 and 4. Tanner Marr now all over the back bumper of that number 24 machine down into turns 1 and 2. Tanner up 2 spots from the start of the race, sitting in 6th position. Levi Allen has pretty much followed him through. Levi's sitting back there in 7th. Still Chris Carroll out in the race lead right now. He has led all of them, 18 of 125. Brian Zimmerman still running 2nd. Christian Pittman running 3rd. Kyle O'Danick in 4th. Taking a look at the lap times last time by, the top 3 all ran identical lap times at 20.46. That time by, Chris Carroll was actually a little bit slower than everybody else. Kyle O'Danick actually matched times with the race leader right there. So these guys are giving it everything they got here this evening. Only race 3 of 12, but everybody wants to win that championship. Going back, taking a look at the 53 of Scott Smith, trying to run down this pack here of Thomas Axum, Guy Barrett, and Garrett Crow. Thomas is now up 7 positions since the start of this race, from starting in the rear of the field. All over the back bumper of that 0-2. Looking to make a move down here in the turns 1 and 2. He's going to clear them through the center of the corner. Oh, Barrett had a good run there through the center of the corner. Decided to get out of it. Didn't capitalize on that. So now Axum up 8 positions. And just having a good run overall. I mean, he's setting good lap times right now. He's only a little bit slower than the leaders, but he is trying to get through the traffic here to work himself up into the lead. Looking to the inside of Garrett Crow here for 3 and 4. They're going to be side by side through the center of the corner. Garrett not going to give it up that easily, but Axum's going to clear him off of turn 4. So give Axum P10 right now, up 9 positions from the start of this race. Back up to the front of the field, Chris Carroll has gotten a gap just a little bit as we got a battle for 2nd between Brian Zimmerman and Christian Pittman. Looks like Pittman got Zimmerman on the outside there. Great move by the number 14 to put him up into P2, but that allowed Chris Carroll to pull out to about an 8/10 lead over 2nd place. So Pittman's going to have to get back into a rhythm and try and run this leader down. Lap 25 of 125. We got 100 laps to go here, ladies and gentlemen. And now the race leader has lap traffic out in front of him. Will this slow him down? He's going to have to get around them rather quickly, or else Pittman will catch up to him. Last time by, Chris Carroll was fastest out of the top 3. The 2nd and 3rd place drivers of Pittman and Zimmerman both ran identical lap times. And Kyle O'Danick back there running the same lap times as the leader right now at 20.97. So Kyle out here running consistent lap times. You can tell he's catching up to these guys because now Pittman and Zimmerman are battling once again. And that's allowing Chris Carroll to just pull away. It's about a 1.4 second gap now. Here comes Kyle. And Tanner Marr back there all over the back bumper of that 24 machine trying to get 5th. Like they kind of sorted it out. But Kyle has gained on Brian Zimmerman right now. Last time by, Kyle O'Danick was the fastest car on the track right there. So the 21 might have something figured out here at USA, is now the leader getting around lap traffic. Looks like the 91 of Chris Clark going to give him plenty of room. Jeffrey Miller back there going high for Christian Pittman. Everybody trying to work their way around these lap cars. 91 doing a great job staying high. Oh, Levi Allen back there had to avoid the 79. It looked like he had a great run coming off the corner. Oh, a little bit of contact there between the 4 and the 91. Oh, we got Pittman in the wall. Zimmerman taking a look to the inside in 3 and 4. He's going to capitalize on that mistake. He's going to take over second place again. Pittman trying to cross him back over going down the front straightaway. Side by side down in the turns 1 and 2. Pittman to the bottom side of the racetrack. Zimmerman's going to go high. Almost allowed the 21 of Kyle O'Danick to squeeze his nose in there. Zimmerman looking to the inside again here in 3 and 4. Can't make it happen. Chris Carroll, still your race leader. Lap 34 of 125. Last time by, leader set a 21.24. Second place, a 21.23. Third place, a 21.50. Throw a blanket over second, third, and fourth right now. And Troy Tarbuck still doing a great job holding on to that 5th position. Hasn't let Tanner Marr take it over just yet. He's actually starting to catch up to these guys. Let's go on board with Troy. Coming up on some lap traffic once again. Chris Carroll still got a pretty decent gap to second place. Take a look at it now. It's about an 8/10 gap, so it has shrunk just a little bit. Last time by, Pittman was faster, so is Brian Zimmerman. They were both faster than our race leader. Carroll's catching up to this lap car. He's got to figure out how he's going to get around him. What's this lap car going to do? There it is. Making the move to the inside. Jason Korn's going to give him plenty of room. Tons of room as he goes way up to the top side of the racetrack. Now Pittman trying to get around him. Korn again, just going way high, allowing these guys to go around him. O'Danick's going to clear him. Tarbuck around him. Great racing going on all around here at USA. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Stick around. We'll be right back.
shut up and sit down.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
And we are back live here on True Sim Productions with the Crooked Line Top Hat Comics Super Late Model Series. Race number 3 out of 12 at USA International Speedway. Nothing has really changed while we were under commercial break. Chris Carroll has gotten out to a pretty significant lead, about 2.5 seconds over Christian Pittman. We are on lap number 52 of 125. As Chris Carroll's going to be working around some more lap traffic here. Pittman and Zimmerman have been kind of battling it out for second place. Zimmerman gets close, tries to make a move, and then loses his momentum and falls a little bit back. Kyle O'Danick is still holding on to that 4th position with Troy Tarbuck right behind him. But how about this, ladies and gentlemen? Last week's winner had to start in the rear of the field, up 13 spots since the start of this race. Now sitting in 6th position, working on the back bumper of that number 24, looking for 5th. He is all over the back bumper of Troy Tarbuck, trying to work his way up to the field. Lap 54 of 125. He's made great progress so far throughout the race. Was involved in that first caution, had a little bit of front end damage. Doesn't seem to be affecting him too much. If anything, it's helping him tonight. Back up to the front, Chris Carroll, 2.6 second lead over second place Christian Pittman. Brian Zimmerman running 3rd. These guys are trying to get around the lap traffic of Chris Clark right now in the number 91. Kyle O'Danick back to 4th. Thomas Axum just got around Troy Tarbuck for 5th. So put Axum up inside the top 5. Does he have enough time, and has he saved his tires enough to get up there and maybe battle Carroll for this win here tonight? Like both Zimmerman and Pittman going into turns 3 and 4 right there. They kind of clipped the apron just a little bit. Let's see what they do here. They're right on that yellow line in 1 and 2. So now Axum just got around the 21 of Kyle. So he made quick work of those guys. Right now, last time by, the leader ran a 21.31, and Thomas ran a 21.24, so the 13 is quick here tonight. Now remember though, these guys are still going to have to pit. What do? Do you take 2 right side tires or do you take all 4? I believe if Zimmerman was telling me you could go about 70 some odd laps on fuel. I'm not sure exactly what he said, but it was in the 70s. We're on lap 60. We've had 1 caution. So they did have a chance to save a little bit of fuel. So I'm maybe thinking around lap 80, we're going to see these guys start to come down pit road. Axum getting all over the back bumper of Pittman as you saw Zimmerman get around Pittman for second. Zimmerman sees that number 13 coming in his rearview mirror. He knows it's time to go. Last time by, Zimmerman matched the leader's time, but Axum still running about 0.2 quicker. Guys are working around the lap car of Jeffrey Miller right now. Miller staying up to the high side. Chris Carroll, though, is out to about a 3.5 second lead. And even if Tom can get around these guys, he has to make up that difference and still do a pit stop as Pittman looking to the inside of Zimmerman here for second. Going to be side by side in turns 1 and 2 coming out. Pittman's going to clear him, and he's going to bring Axum with him. Axum looking to the inside of Zimmy in 3 and 4. He's going to take that position away. Zimmerman tried to cross him over, had to check up, lost all of his momentum right there. Kyle O'Danick still running inside the top 5. Troy Tarbuck running in 6th. Tanner Marr back there in 7th. Derek Stanley running in 8th. Levi Allen, he's down 2 positions from where he started, but still inside the top 10. Still having a good night in that number 97. Larry Bell rounds out your top 10 in that number 43. So it looks like we might have a driver coming down pit road. It looks like it's the 91 of Chris Clark. Carroll working his way around some lap traffic. The 66 of Chris Sawyer. Chris is now the first car 1 lap down in 15th position. Carroll is just putting down lap times right now. 3.8 second lead over Christian Pittman, who is under pressure from the 13 of Axum right now. Well, Axum kind of looked to the outside there in 1 and 2. Coming out of turn 2, he's got to run down the inside, down the back straightaway. To the bottom side of the racetrack in 3 and 4. He's going to slide up in front of the 14. Pittman trying to cross him over, but can't. Thomas Axum up 17 spots since the start of this race. Now, sights set on that number 99 of Chris Carroll. Clear racetrack in front of him. Can he get there? Last time by. Chris Carroll, 21.30. Thomas Axum, a 21.45. That time by, the top 3 ran identical lap times, a 2.2, a 2.2, and a 2.7. So Carroll has that 4-second lead right now. He's just got to manage it. He's also got to come down and get fuel to finish out this race. We're on lap 70 of 125. Still a long way to go. Anything can happen. Go back and take a look at Scott Smith. He's looking underneath Guy Barrett there in 1 and 2. Couldn't make it happen. These guys are all racing really close to each other. This is 10th through 16th, ladies and gentlemen. Or I'm sorry, 10th through 14th. You got Larry Bell. You got Garrett Crow, Guy Barrett, Scott Smith, Mitchell Muma all up there battling for position. Smith kind of run a block there. Not really, no. He was trying to come to pit road. So pit stops are starting to happen. Scott trying to short pit everybody a little bit. Lap 73 of 125. Chris Carroll, about a 4-second gap over Anthem. Anthem just a little bit faster that time by. He's starting to pull away from Pittman. Got to work his way around the lap traffic here of Sawyer in the 66. Derek Stanley bringing it down pit road. Guy Barrett, we saw him coming down pit road. Chris Sawyer bringing it down. Troy Tarbuck's on pit road. Want to watch this leader. Thomas Axum still out on the track. Pittman brings it down pit side. And Zimmerman, I want to see what these guys do. Are they going to take 2 tires? Are they going to take 4? Definitely going to need fuel to finish this race. See what happens here. So right side's going up on the 28. Pittman, I don't think is taking anything. Looks like he's trying to jump them on pit road here. Zimmerman's going to take 2 right side tires. Got a good battle here between Tanner Marr and Guy Barrett coming off pit road. So Chris Carroll now on pit road. He brought Axum behind him. Axum looks like it might be a fuel-only stop as well. Let's take a look at Carroll here. Carroll's taking right sides. Take lefts? No, right side's only for the 99. Axum out as well. I think Axum might have taken right side tires as well. Maybe got a little damage fixes on him. He had a 17-second pit stop on pit lane there for a while. Pittman's going to go ahead and jump him. Didn't gain a whole lot on Chris Carroll, though. Chris Carroll now out to almost a 6-second lead over Pittman. These pit stops are starting to cycle through. Mitchell Muma is the first car 1 lap down in 9th position. So 6.4 seconds to second place. Christian Pittman right now. Lap 79 of 125. We're going to take another quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to green flag all the way to the end. Stick around.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
iRacing, you wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
got to cut it short, ladies and gentlemen. We got a yellow flag out on the speedway. Looks like, not sure what happened there. Might have been the 53 involved. I don't know. We got to back it up. Let's see. Okay, there it is. So Pittman came to a complete stop to avoid whatever happened here. Oh, okay. Okay, so let's see what happens. Let's go to a chopper view. Side by side with Tanner Marr, down into the corner of the 10. Derek Stanley's just gonna give the left rear end a little tap. He locks it down. Good job not hitting nothing else. Everybody else trying to avoid him. But that's gonna bring the caution flag out. Not what Chris Carroll wanted to see. He had about a 6-second lead there before that caution flew. But right now, it's an interesting running order. We're on lap 89 of 125. Brian Zimmerman running second. Tanner Marr is now up to third. Derek Stanley, after getting involved with that, he's still up there in fourth position. Kyle O'Danick in fifth. Mitchell Muma in sixth. Christian Pittman, looks like he's coming out of pit road right now. He's in seventh. Thomas Axum. Also, he had some trouble there on pit road. Again, we're not sure what exactly happened in the 13. But he's back there in eighth position with Levi Allen in ninth. Larry Bell 10th. Guy Barrett running 11th. Garrett Crow 12th. Brandon Metler 13th. Scott Smith 14th. Chris Sawyer is in the 15th position. Troy Tarbuck right there in 16th. Jeffrey Miller in 17th. Jason Korn in 18th. Chris Clark, he's on pit road, getting some damage fixed to that number 91. Jeff Clifton in 20th. Jeff Clifton, also a driver, electing to put it on the hauler. Already heading to Martinsville. All right. So about 34, 35 laps to go. Not sure if they're coming to the choose cone here. We're going to find out. All right, so choose cone in effect. Carroll taking the top. Zimmerman down to the bottom. Pittman and Axum go to the top. Pretty much everybody else taking the inside lane there. Field going to be in the hands of Chris Carroll. Chris Carroll electing that outside lane. So some different strategies being played here with this choose cone. Pace car's off. Carroll fires them off. We're back underway. Everybody else didn't really get that great of a restart. They're going to go down into 1 and 2. Tanner had to get on the brakes hard to not hit Pittman. They're going to be side by side back there for fifth. Axum on the top side. Tanner not giving it up. Caution flag back out again. 21. Kyle O'Danick having such a great night here tonight, involved with this one. See what happens. He's got it to 1 and 2. Oh, he's just going to loop it on his own. Did a great job locking it down. Didn't hit anything. He actually shouldn't lose much track position either, because according to timing and scoring, just make sure real quick. He is the last car on the lead lap. Larry Bell is the first car 1 lap down. So Larry Bell should be your lucky dog here. right, while these guys are under caution, let's see what we can do here. Let's bring up 28 here. Maybe. Let's see if they're not having a quick caution first. No, my luck, they will. No. Okay, so we should have a good time. Brian Zimmerman, driver of the number 28, Sam in the booth, got a copy.
I got you, bud. How you tonight?
Good, man. How's it going out there? You're sitting in second right now. You got that track position. What do you think? You got something for that number 99 now that we got some cautions, got caught back up?
I'm a little worried that me and Chris, with that caution, it's going to cost us because we had first and second wrapped up there. Chris did have it one. I wouldn't have caught him, but we had the field covered because we took two. Third, fourth did not take two. They just took fuel. They came in and got four under the caution, so they got fresher tires and they got four. We've got two, so it's going to be real hard to hold these guys off. But I'll do my best. But it's going to be ugly from here to the end, I'm afraid, for the 28 car.
Where are you thinking on choose cone this time? You think you're going to go high with Chris, or are you going to go low? What are you thinking?
I'm going to go low if we have a choose cone, but I believe it's going to be single file since we didn't get a full lap under green. Gotcha.
All right, I'll get you back down with your team, Brian. Good luck in the rest of the race.
Thanks, Sam. Appreciate it, man.
That's driver the number 28, Brian Zimmerman. Remember, I talked to him beginning of the race. He was telling me you got to be able to protect that right front tire. So now we know that those guys did come down under that one caution. Got four fresh tires, so he's a little bit worried about that. Looks like we're probably going to be coming to the choose cone here. So, Carroll to the outside. Simi went to the outside. Oh, well, yeah, that's right. Single file. Makes sense. So we weren't sure. Zimmerman said might go single file, but we're going to be single file again here. And remember, the last time we had a single file restart here tonight, they went green flag for a long time. So Zimmerman's going to have to be right up on the back bumper of that number 99 here and get the best restart he can. Same with Pittman and Axum, man. They got to get the restart of their lives right here. Into turns 3 and 4. Pace car is off. Chris Carroll fires him off. We're back underway. Everybody doing a good job. Getting around that single file cone there on the front stretch. Axum getting loose coming off turn number 2, I'm sorry. Zimmerman trying to do everything he can, trying to get up to Chris Carroll. Chris Carroll doing a great job, has led pretty much every lap here tonight. Axum looking to the inside of the 14 in 1 and 2. Gonna drift up the track just a little bit, but he's gonna be able to clear him coming off turn number 2. Now, sight set on the number 28. Does he have enough time? 26 laps to go, coming to 25 here. Remember, Chris Carroll, Brian Zimmerman only took 2 tires. The 13 of Axum and the 14 of Pittman both are on 4 fresh tires. But Zimmerman's not going to give up that second spot that easy. Axum is all over the back bumper. He's got the speed, he's got the momentum, just hasn't poked his nose out yet. Looking to the inside, coming off turn number 2. Zimmerman, a little bit of a wiggle there. Pittman into the wall just a little bit. No harm, no foul. Axum still all over the back bumper of that 28, looking for second position here. Coming out of turn number 4, 23 laps to go. He's got the run, looking to the inside. Zimmerman's going to give him plenty of room. Going to try and cross him back over again, just can't get to the bottom fast enough. That puts Axum up in his second. Now, sight set on the 99 of Chris Carroll. 23 laps to go. Does he have enough time to do it? That time by Axum, a 20.48 to Chris Carroll's 20.55. Pittman now looking for third. Tanner Marr back there holding on to 5th. Derek Stanley holding on to 6th. 21 laps to go for Chris Carroll. Got about a 6/10 lead right now. Axum was about a 10th faster that lap. So Axum is gaining ground. It is still about a 6/10 gap right now. Pittman looking underneath the 28 of Zimmerman going out into turn 1. Zimmy's trying to block it, trying to pinch him down. A little wiggle there by the 28 coming out of 2. Side by side down the back straightaway. Looks like Zimmerman's going to give him the room, give third place over to Pittman. But all eyes up front. 19 laps to go. Half a second gap now. 20.63 for Chris Carroll, a 20.56 for Thomas Axum. Axum is faster. He is coming. Laps to go. Axum just a little bit faster than Carroll that time by as well. Gap now to a 0.3 of a lead. You see the gap right there. That's all there is to it. 17 laps to go. We got a race on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. We're 16 laps to go, and Axum is all over the back bumper of that number 99, Chris Carroll. Chris Carroll has led every lap thus far this evening, but Axum is trying to make different of that. Coming out of turn number 4, all over the back bumper. 15 laps to go. Both running identical lap times right now. Axum has had the speed all night. He's managed to work his way through the field patiently when we have that long green flag run. Now in position to win 2 in a row here for the Crooked Line Top Hat Comics Super Late Models. That's the battle for the lead with 14 laps to go. Still running identical lap times. It's almost like Chris Carroll let him get to the back bumper, make him wear his stuff out trying to catch him. Now Chris Carroll is going to put on the power and try and pull back away. 13 laps to go here at USA. Thomas Axum second. Pittman has gapped Brian Zimmerman right now. This is the battle we need to watch. This is for the lead. Almost a little bit of contact right there. And they're coming up on lap traffic. Carroll had to back out of it just a little bit. Axum might have a run. Oh! Big wreck right there. Can he hang on to it? No, that's going to bring out the caution. So the leader's racing hard for the win. Got into the number 66 of Chris Sawyer. Might have been a misjudgment here on the number 99. Let's see. You see him check up there, trying to get run out of the corner. Yeah, just a little bit of a misjudgment by the number 66. He might not have thought that he could have cleared him, because if we go back and take a look, I mean, the 13 is all over the back bumper of that number 99. He doesn't know if Thomas is going to make a move or what. Gets into the 66. And some more contact on the door from the number 99. Unfortunate here for Chris Sawyer in the 66. Caution flag with 10 laps to go. All right, so now who do you got? Everybody's going to get a chance to re-rack them and try one more time. Larry Bell getting back on the lead lap here. Derek Stanley on pit road in 9th. Kyle O'Danick still holding on to that 6th position, with Tanner Marr holding on to 5th. We're going to get a shootout here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Carroll, again, has led every lap so far. But Thomas Axum was all over that back bumper, trying to make something different happen. Waiting for Carroll to make a mistake. Got behind that lap car, brought out this caution. We got 9 laps to go here. See old Good Time Gamer out there in chat. Come on, fellas. Well, they're about to. I can promise you that. 8 laps to go. I believe they're getting the 2 to green sign right here. All right. So now the question is, where do you choose on the choose cone here? All right, so Axum and Carroll both go to the top. Pittman and Zimmerman are going to go to the bottom. All right, so it's going to be an interesting restart here with 6 laps to go. I don't know if I like that move. I think if I was Axum, I would have taken the bottom right there. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Field in the hands of Chris Carroll one more time. Pace car is going to duck on off. Chris Carroll fires him off. We're back underway. Axum got a good restart there. That inside lane was kind of sleeping. Down into turns 1 and 2. Chris Carroll and Axum going to clear the rest of the field. Tanner Marr trying to fight hard for 4th place on that high side on Brian Zimmerman. Can't make it work. Going to go down into 3 and 4. Tanner Marr still fighting on that high side. Trying to get everything he can here. Chris Carroll still out in the race lead. 5 laps to go. Can Thomas Axum get there? Are we going to see a little bit of a bump and run here tonight? Out of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Even Pittman still has a shot at this. We're going to take a look at lap times. This time by coming to 4 to go here. Chris Carroll, 20.61. Thomas Axum with a 5.9. And Pittman, a 6.1. Axum all over the back bumper coming out of turn number 2, going down into turns 3 and 4, both running the bottom side of the racetrack. Coming out of turn 4, it's going to be 3 laps to go for Chris Carroll. Can Thomas Axum get around him and go 2 in a row here? He is there. Out of turn 2, down the back straightaway. Big slide for the number 13. It's going to allow Chris Carroll to maintain a little bit more of a distance between him and that 13. As we got a caution flag. Oh my God. Larry Bell involved in an accident. Let's go back to see what happened. Looks like they're going down into turns 1 and 2 here. Bell and the 66 kind of make contact. So, man, the 66 getting involved in another one there. Larry Bell getting into the left rear quarter panel of Chris Sawyer and sending him around. So that's going to put us under a green-white checkered scenario. So now he's going to have another chance to try it out. Now, Axum took the top last time. It worked. These guys up front here, Axum and Carroll, I believe are buddies. They are teammates. I don't know if they're teammates, but they do know each other. So Carroll could be counting them down because that inside lane, Pittman had no idea they were going. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Crooked line overtime. Put out in the chat, who do you got here to win tonight? I'm liking that number 99. He's been managing the pace really well. He's been managing these restarts just like he needs to. But anything can happen. Who's going to put the bumper to who? like they're getting the two to green right here. This last restart's going to get wild. All right, there you go. Axe him to the bottom. Uh-oh. This is going to get interesting. Nobody has taken the top yet. I don't believe Tanner Marr goes to the top. I think that's a good move by that number 4. What are you going to do for a win? Field's coming through 3 and 4 in the hands of Chris Carroll. Pace car is off. Green flag back out in the air. We're underway here for Crooked Line Overtime. Tanner Marr actually got a good start, but Axon's going to jump up in front of him. Tanner's going to get up in the 3rd position. It's all Chris Carroll right now. Axon's got his work cut out for him. Carroll's got about a 3/10 gap right now. Tanner trying to block Pittman going down the back straightaway, trying to hold on to that 3rd position. Pittman's going to get into the back of Tanner just a little bit. White flag in the air for the number 99 of Chris Carroll. Can Axum get there? He's only going to have one more set of corners to do it. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Tanner Marr blocking Pittman down the back straightaway. Pittman's going to get underneath from here. Coming out of turn number 4 for the final time. It's going to be all Chris Carroll and the number 99. They're going to turn each other for 3rd across the line. I think give it to Tanner Marr. Tanner Marr got that 3rd position. Chris Carroll doing some celebrating. He held him off. Well deserved for the number 99. Thomas Axum. Hard fought battle tonight. He was patient all night long. But overall, Chris Carroll led every single lap here tonight and took home the victory. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, post-race interviews. After we watch a little bit of Carroll burning it down. Great race for the number 99. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, post-race interviews, stick around.
Shut up and sit down.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back live, and I'm down here on pit road catching up with the number 4 of Tanner Marr. Coming home in third place, man. It was a great move taking the outside lane there on that final restart. Walk me through it.
Man, oh man, we're coming to the choose cone. Everybody's in there talking because we had an issue, right? So we actually made the announcement for choose cone a little bit later. We were going into turn 3 when we made the announcement choose cone this time by. And yeah, so we come out of turn 4 and I'm sitting 5th and I see everybody go down low. And I'm like, well, I mean, I'm gonna try to go high right here, right, and just see what happens. And let me line up right behind the leader. Got a good launch right there behind Carroll. And then me and Pittman, we're teammates, but we race each other really, really hard. And coming out of turn number 4, he said, keep your foot in it. I said, keep your foot in it. We were just yelling at each other, keep your foot in it. Because we knew one of us would get third, right? We were going to be wrecking across the line, but the car's definitely destroyed. I couldn't even come back around. His car's destroyed. But, man, what a finish. That was fun, man. That was a lot of fun.
It was definitely the highlight of the broadcast, I can tell you that much. We were trying to pay attention to third more than we were the battle for the lead there. But, yeah, man, great finish. I mean, I didn't know if you had it, to be honest. Crossing the line, I was watching timing and scoring to see if you got it because Zimmerman actually almost got you guys there, too. It was almost a photo finish for third.
I knew it was close. Before I started actually getting loose, I looked up in my mirror, and I could see Zimmy had a great corner entry. So that's when Pittman yelled, stomp it, and then I just got on the throttle, as hard as I could, right? And I was expecting us just to lean on each other. And, I got the wheel cranked. I'm trying to drive out of the slide. He's sliding too. And then once we hooked, it was basically just stay in the throttle, and hopefully we had the horsepower just to get across the line. I knew Zimmy was coming.
Well, all right, man. Hey, can't complain about a third-place finish here tonight, race 3 of the season. We go to Martinsville next week. How do you feel about Martinsville? Any thoughts?
Favorite track on the sim. It's by far one of my strongest tracks too. I'm really looking forward to Martinsville.
All right, man. Who you got to think on that number 4?
Before we get to that, I want to mention thank you, of course, and then of course you are broadcasting our December 3rd event. I didn't mention drivers meeting tonight, forgot about it, but for our drivers to go back and watch this on December 3rd, we're doing a charity race for Toys for Tots. Minimum entry is $10, but we've had drivers put in $50, $100. It's up to you, whatever you want to put in. It's going to be Xfinity cars at Talladega, full-length race, 111 laps. There will be stages. And I don't know if we haven't really announced it much, Sam, but you're actually going to be the broadcaster for that night. So that's pretty sweet. Sam did a great job calling Sunday nights. They just wrapped up their season last night at Blazing Pedals. So be back on the big tracks December 3rd, Talladega. But for me, personally, I got to thank, of course, TSP, Savage Edge Apparel, FB Sim Racing Button Box, Building Blocks Child Care Center, McConey Setup Shop, Raise Energy, BAM Racing Videos, thebuttkicker.com, and of course the Paint Booth God, Michael Falk over at MF Racing Designs, of course.
All right, man. Well, hey, go celebrate that third-place finish. We'll see you next week in Martinsville.
All right, buddy. Thank you, boss.
That was driver the number 4, Tanner Marr, coming home in third position. I got to walk on down pit road here. Got to get a hold of the driver, the number 13, Thomas Axum. He had a pretty hard-fought race, moved up, it looks like 17 positions on the night. Tom, run me through your race tonight, man.
Yeah, that was a good race. Had that one single-file restart early in the show and just drove from the back to the front and had that green flag pit stop that I'm not friends with since my last incident a few weeks back when I caused the only yellow that was under the green flag pit stop, but was able to pull it in successfully and took no tires. Everyone, I think, took 2, which did work out for them, but thinking no tires and hope for a late race yellow. And that happened, and I put the tires on and felt really fast, but just came up a little short to Chris again tonight.
So when we had that long green flag run there near the end and you were catching Carroll, you guys were nose to tail, did you think you had something there? Did you not want to see that caution fly? What was your thoughts?
Yeah, I definitely did not want to see the caution fly. I wanted that nice long run with an extra 12, 13 laps because it might take a lap or 2 to pass. When I finally got to him, a yellow came out, and then yellows breed yellows, and you need more than just a few laps to pass a guy like him. So just settled in with a nice second, thinking long run here. Thinking about long run here. Next week's Martinsville, so that's a good track to not start out back with, but wanted to get another win, but I see another one in our future.
I was just going to ask you, man, how do you feel about going to Martinsville next week? You think you got a shot out there?
Yeah, that's one of my favorite tracks. I really like that track, so looking to be good next week.
All right, man. Well, hey, had to start from the rear of the field tonight. Managed to pull home second. Good points night. Who you got to thank on the number 13?
That's just Bernier's Liquors, Studios, Tins, Wraps, RS Center, RKM Setup Shop, Tanner Marr for all the behind-the-scenes work, Crooked Line Racing, all the guys who come out. Had a fun field, 20 cars. We all have a good time, only a couple yellows. It's a really fun fixed Super Late Model League to do on Monday nights. And Mr. Sam Bumgardner on calling the show up top. Love going back and listening to him.
We greatly appreciate it, Tom. Hey, we'll see you next week in Martinsville. Go celebrate that second-place finish.
Thank you, sir. Have a good night.
That was driver the number 13, Thomas Axum. Hard-fought night, coming from the rear of the field, managing to take home second-place position, but we got to talk to the man of the hour in victory lane is the number 99 of Chris Carroll. And Chris, led every lap tonight, man. Was it just pretty much eyes for it? It was pretty much every lap, it looked like, yeah. I mean, you got out to the lead and you just never looked back. So we got to ask, we had that long green flag run. You were about 6.5 seconds out. I guarantee you did not want to see that caution come out.
No, they all got new tires behind me, and I was on 2. I think Axum was on 4. I think Pittman was on 4. I don't know who else. I figured I was a dead man, Sam, but those tire cycles helped me out a little bit, and the tires cooled off, and I could just give it.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, you pretty much led every lap here tonight. The green flag flew, and it was no looking back for that number 99. Next week, though, you took home the win. You got to start from the rear of the field, and we go to Martinsville next week. So what are your thoughts on that now?
Well, I'm not going to lie, Sam. I already got lumps in my pants. That track is known for being wrecky and guys, different braking points running in the back of each other. So it's going to be a struggle. I think my goal needs to be not wreck that car and try and find the top 5 somehow.
All right, man. Well, hey, coming home with another win here in the Top Hat Comics Super Late Model Series. Who you got to thank on that number 99?
I got to thank you guys at TSP. You and Tanner and all the guys put on the show. Let us go race. And got to thank the Pit Lizard boys, Larry Bell, Troy Tarbuck. Who else we got on there? We got a whole bunch of them. Larry Bell, Troy Tarbuck, Guy Barrett, always Brian Zimmerman. We're always out there giving it our best and having a good time and trying to race clean. And got a special shout out tonight to Axum for not running me over. He got there a couple of times and he could have moved me if he wanted to. And I think that's about it, man. We have a good time doing this.
All right, man. Well, hey, go celebrate that win. We'll see you next week in Martinsville.
Thank you, sir.
That was your race winner, Chris Carroll. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up for us here on True Sim Productions for the Crooked Line Top Hat Comics Super Late Model Series. Again, Chris Carroll, your race winner. Thomas Axum coming home in second. Tanner Marr, great finish, coming home in third position. Go ahead and bring your race results up on the screen. Race results are up on your screen, ladies and gentlemen. And as Tanner Marr said, December 3rd, charity race, Toys for Tots. It's a minimum of a $10 entry fee. I'll be broadcasting that. It's going to be a full-length Xfinity race at Talladega. Come on out. Come support the kids. Come watch us. Whatever you want to do. You can pay more. You can only pay $10. It's up to you. Come race with us. It's going to be a good time. If you want to get in on that, go ahead and check out Crooked Line on Facebook. Get yourself a link to the Discord. Join on up. And we'll get you squared away and get you ready to go for December 3rd. I can't wait. It's going to be a great time. But until then, tomorrow night, Tour Modified start back up. I'm pretty sure. Tanner said he wasn't 100% sure, but it's like 95% sure. So Tour Modifieds, look for them tomorrow night. Same time, around 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time. I will be broadcasting that live. Until then, we will see you again next time. Y'all have a good one.